Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw for Insider Travel Report, and I'm here today with Bev Maloney Fishback, who is the CEO and founder of Wellness Media Company, and that includes Organic Spa Media and Wellness Travel University. Now, why are we talking to Bev today? Well, actually, I was at a conference that they held recently on wellness travel, and as we all know, wellness travel is hot. It's everyone is recognizing the importance of it. And that's why we had the conference. But it's also why Bev and her team developed actually a course of study that you can do that's for wellness travel. It's a focus. And of course, if you're interested and you want to get into the ground floor, in fact, it's not the ground floor anymore, I got to tell you, because a lot of people are out there looking at this. This is maybe a course you should consider to get everything together so you can book wellness travel for your clients. We're going to talk to Bev about that and a whole lot more on Insider Travel Report. Now,
Nice
Bev, first of all, great to see you.
Yeah, great to see you, James, and thank you.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful, and it was a wonderful conference. I stayed for a little while. I did one panel, and we had a lot of hotel spa people, and there were a lot of spa writers in the audience. And it turns out that your editor I know very well, Lisa. So she was there, and so we had a nice conference. But first of all, it's a great topic. Tell me a little bit about your company, Wellness Media, and tell me about Organic Spa.
So Wellness Media Company is kind of the parent company to Organic Spa Magazine, which is the consumer-facing magazine. I always have one of these handy. So that's who we are, and we're an 18-year-old wellness media company. And we founded the magazine when wellness wasn't really a buzzword.
Yeah,
so
you were in the beginning. That's it, because it has become a buzzword. That's for sure.
Truly, and the fact that it's organic spa, it's not about organic spas only. It's about bringing your organic, sustainable, green lifestyle and marrying it with spa wisdom, wellness, and all those things. So it's really a combination of it's lifestyle. It started out as a lifestyle magazine with three kind of content pillars: travel, beauty, and living. Living being, your health tech, your supplements, your fitness, your yoga, all those things. So the magazine has been sort of our marquee, if you will, for many years. It's kind of given us our position as experts. And we've always had very, very high editorial standards. We've always been very much respected as the voice of wellness. We're now called the Vogue of Wellness often. And we elevated kind of organic living way back 18 years ago, when it was still kind of, thinking of maybe a granola lifestyle or what have you. So all that has really kind of changed, and we've kind of morphed and moved with the industry as it's grown. Travel became a predominant sort of content pillar for us. Global travel. We're recognized globally as, again, the voice for the American consumer. And it was our global partners, whether it be Tourism India or Costa Rica, it's kind of stakeholders in wellness travel that said, we need to help the travel agent community. If you could take your expertise and create a platform that would educate them on how to position the sector, how to properly talk about the sector, because it is such an overarching sector. It's not easy to define sometimes.
Well, it is difficult. I was going to ask you, wellness has a lot of different meanings.
It does.
And it's evolved to have, you think somebody first crack would say, oh, you mean spa. And no, it's a lot more than just spa, right?
Right. It absolutely is. Of course, it starts with the spa. You think of, okay, you go to spa, of course, you're going to feel good and you're going to get pampered and you're going to have, an experience, and that's certainly wellness. But we've always come at it from a mindset point of view, right? So wellness is about, listening to your body and looking after your journey of well-being. So it's morphed into so much. The industry's gone, everybody knows about whether it be juicing and, hyper, hot yoga to all of it. It's just kind of exploded. And that's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's kind of almost, there's a little bit of wellness washing and there's a little bit of that going on too. So the authentic wellness really for anybody, it's like a spectrum if you think of it. Wellness vacation and wellness travel live on that spectrum.
Right.
You can offer a wellness vacation if you're talking to a client and they say, all I need to do to really feel better and to transform and to rejuvenate is to just sit on a quiet beach, eat well, and read a good book. So
Right.
that could be somebody's simple journey. And so now that sort of guides that agent. They don't have to come up with anything fancy, but you might also get a client who says, look, I haven't been sleeping. I absolutely need to find somewhere where I can go, have a complete reset. I need a lot of programming. I want experts. And you can find that too at the other end of the spectrum, extremely programmed, more destination spa experts that bring in their experts.
Mhm.
So you can really have two spectrums. And then there's wellness defined as adventure or culinary,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
even doing art and wellness. So it depends on, it's anything that actually allows you to get to another level of being, another level of, say, relaxation and rejuvenation, however that path is for you and whatever works for you. So the big message that we're sort of sharing now is it really is a personal journey.
Yeah.
But how do you make it your personal journey if you really don't know where to start? That's what happens, and that's where the confusion is. The magazine and sort of what we do is to help kind of narrow that in. The university helps with our course, as you mentioned, give everybody just the baseline so you don't get caught up in all the noise.
Yeah, so I did want to talk to you about this. So it is the Wellness Travel University, and
Yes.
that's where you would go as a travel advisor to. It is a series of courses, right? That are going to help you understand the whole wellness movement, and what you can do as a travel advisor to book your clients, right?
Absolutely. Well, the first thing first of all, you get to Wellness Travel University is a free registration. You get on, and then you get access to all kinds of free content, newsletters. I mean, it's all there. It's a nice community, and that's free. Then there's there's a couple courses. The first course is the gold course, which is really the gold standard. It's the A to Z on wellness. It kind of gives you, it sort of gives you big spectrum. Here's wellness travel. And then it kind of really narrows it down for the agent on even how to sell and create and produce a wellness vacation package. Like we literally take them from that end and right into what kind of questions to ask.
Got it.
I mean, it's not hard. It's not overwhelming. It's simple. It moves fast. But it's comprehensive. So it gives them all the verbiage and language and like even wellness, the traditions across the world. You can go to a spa in Thailand and have very different etiquette than say the Middle East or even Germany. So all these little things agents need to know, just basic things that they can certainly, dig in and learn more about. But and even terminology like Ayurveda or traditional Chinese medicine, just giving them some insight on some of the things that may come up as they're working with wellness destinations.
Well, certainly when I go to a spa or in any kind of wellness resort, and I see a lot of this terminology, and I'm like, right. I'm not quite sure what that means, but tell me what it is. Okay, that sounds kind of good. I'll give it a shot, right?
Well, you know what you're going to love then, James? If you go on the platform, and as you said, free registration, there's a glossary, and it's the cheat sheet. I mean, I remember when we were creating the content, I said they're going to need something when they're on the phone to be able to go down and go, okay, what's ballonotherapy? Oh, great, one-liner, and it's just somewhere where you can grab some concept quickly. If you're trying to talk through something with a client, you may not know exactly what it is.
No,
so
that's great. Yeah, that's absolutely. Now you said there are two courses. There's the gold, and then there's the what?
So the gold is the main one, and with the gold you have addendums. And there's two addendums to the gold course. So the gold course, once you graduate or once you get certified, and you asked about if there was a graduation or there was
The
an
certification
exam.
for, yeah. Right.
Well, there's certainly a certain certification, but as you're going through, you really just have questions that you complete through each lesson. There's 6 lessons, and then you are certified. You are finished, you're certified, and you are then listed under our advisors on the platform, which is searchable.
Okay,
And which
great.
is going to be the next step for us is to actually drive consumers to this searchable site, which shows all of your certifications. The addendums are interesting. Gold course first, free addendums. There's a wellness for cancer. So if you're an agent and all of a sudden you have a patient or a cancer survivor or somebody who's sensitive to traveling because they've either had cancer or are experiencing cancer, this gives you a guide, A to Z again, on resorts that are very trained to handle different therapies for, cancer survivors, cancer patients. So it's a really in-depth, one of its first of its kind, anywhere published. So that is a really great resource. And the second addendum is is one for de-stressing. So again,
Okay.
a little more to your, if you're not sleeping or whatever, really specific kind of a list of examples of like itineraries from different resorts who offer like sleep therapy or they have a special stress reduction offering or a retreat or what have you.
Got it.
So
Yeah.
so it's really nice to have that at your fingertips. And that gives you your gold and that's your access. And then from there, once you're a gold certified agent, you have access to all of our specialty courses, whether it be St. Lucia, whether it be Rancho La Puerta or Sensei Lanai. It's all of these have their own little courses or presentations, if you will.
Right,
So,
right. Yeah. So some of the people that I was on the panel with might have their own courses as well.
yes, for example. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. And we'll be building up that as we go along. And I want to mention one other thing. It's right now it's in English. The whole site's in English, but we are adapting some options so that it can be in any language.
Mhm.
It's a whole AI thing we're looking into. So if you do have some international agents or, Canadians who are French speaking, I think that's a great another
Well,
great option.
certainly the Spanish speaking, even for this country.
Yeah, right.
But-
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Now the thing about it though, now have you formed any partnerships with other travel organizations, other travel agency groups, to kind of be their kind of go-to for wellness?
Well, we started when we started talking to, some of the consortiums, the virtuosos, the signatures, et cetera. And, that was pre-COVID. So it was
Right.
launched only 2.5 years ago. So there was a lot of disruption there. We did launch the platform in partnership with North Star Media, North Star Travel, and they were great. And then again, we kind of got to a place where we wanted to not have the exclusivity and expand. So we also have partnerships with ASTA, ASTA is really right now very sort of aggressive partner
Right.
with us. We do webinars. We do a lot of there's a lot of opportunity for their agents. Some special offers. I think you get the course for free until the end of August. If you're an ASTA agent. So there's some of that affiliation. And we're in talks again with, travel leaders and ILTM. So there's a number of groups that we are talking to about how to align as we want to continue to expand this. Everyone's invited. Everybody should really have this basic knowledge. It's not, it just empowers the agent to be able to sell to a more sophisticated market and be intelligent about it,
No, absolutely. And in wellness, as I go to all these conferences, as you know, and all of them have a wellness component now. I know Virtuoso does. ILTM has been becoming very interested in wellness the last few years. And ASTA, as you mentioned, which I was just out at ASTA. So all these groups are very interested in the concept. Now, you mentioned a cost to the program. What exactly would a travel advisor have to pay to go through the whole program and be certified?
So it's $59. So it's not a huge investment. It is an investment, and I think some of our, our specialty course partners want to have somebody who's really invested. So we kind of have to, we really went back and forth on giving it a value. And at one point, we've had people suggest that it should be 350, and others that it should be free because you're investing your time. And we think 59 is very, very reasonable, but it is at least a commitment,
No,
right?
and that's what you say. If you put a little money in the game and then you have
Yeah.
some commitment to it, you probably could charge more. But for given the fact that this is such a great area for many travel advisors to specialize in, and they're going to have a lot of clients who are going to come in the door and want to know about these things. So, but I'd say for the moment, I think 59 will work for you. That'll be great.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned now it's all online, the coursework and everything else. And where is the website that they can go to find this coursework and also then register and pay their fee for the course?
Sure. It's simply wellnesstraveluniversity.com.
Okay.
And so you can go right on the site. You'll have a pop-up to register. And once you register, you'll have a pop-up for the gold course, and it's right there under courses. They'll be able to see it. They won't be able to access it because there is obviously a paywall. But once they're in, they get all that free addendum content. We'll be adding an addendum on corporate wellness. So if you have corporate clients that are trying to put retreats together, how to go about that, what are some of the better, and again, it's nice to have just that top line list of resorts that are easy, that are already doing it, that are looking for that kind of business, and that already have some kind of a business like that in play. So
No, absolutely. And it's great. Although I was going to tell you corporate wellness sounds like an oxymoron, but that's enough. But it's great. It's great that companies are looking at this, and they are.
Yeah.
We know for
Yeah.
a fact that they are, that it's
Yeah.
not just a leisure thing. It's they want to keep their employees and their executives well. I know even some travel agency groups here, spent some time and effort to send their executives away to go to different
Right.
wellness retreats and because we have all these hard conferences we have to go to, so you gotta go rest and relax after one of those. Let me tell you.
And you know what? They're meant for the C-suite, really. I think it's a little more of a CEO executive level, as you mentioned. But that's why the boutique, wellness, the smaller resorts, it's hard to find that. It's like a needle in a haystack if you're not familiar with who might have a good offering and who may be able to cater to that kind of level of luxury, right? So it's a nice. The other addendum that's in the queue is wellness retreats.
Okay.
And of course, there's all kinds of demand for different kinds. There's a plethora of wellness retreats out there, whether it's through, yoga instructors or what have you. But it's still interesting, and it's still important for agents to know, well, where are some of the bigger bodies that promote retreats and have access to wellness specific retreats? So we're working on creating some resources there for them.
No, that's
too.
great. Now, if I go in, at least take the initial courses before I get to the addendums, roughly how long will it take a travel advisor to get through all your material?
Well, it's funny. I mean, some can zip through it pretty well. It does not clunk you along. It's not extensive. There's 6 lessons. Each lesson has about 5 different sort of items, questions, if you will.
Right.
Not questions, but sort of content fields. And then you have 4 questions at the end of each one of these lessons. It can take you maybe an hour and a half, maybe.
Right.
That's sort of that's the feedback we're getting. The good news is you don't have to finish it. You can go back to it at any time, which is also what I understand different from how other courses are structured. So let's say get busy, somebody calls, okay, well, I'll go back to it. If you want to take a little more time with it. There's also at the end of each lesson an area we have 2 long form questions. So you can sort of write in your own notes.
Okay.
Nice to that, and maybe it's your own way of processing. You're not really judged on it. We're not, there's no right or wrong on the long form, but it's really meant to be sort of for notes and for your own personal information,
No, and absolutely, and of course, you can also learn for yourself a lot of these wellness concepts and get to know the field, because a lot of the travel advisors I know really are into wellness themselves and
Right,
want to
right.
help this as a service to their clients, but they also like experiencing and then like to understand what it's all about. So you give them a little bit of a course on for themselves, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we have clients who are very obviously they're, very entrenched and they're like, I'd love to take it. I mean, it's just there's trends that are listed. There's graphs there's a global graph of what each country is really known for in terms of what do they spotlight in terms of wellness. So it's kind of there's lots of fodder and information there. There's a lot of really good content. So the other thing is once you've registered, if you're, let's say you're still thinking about taking the course or not, the newsletters are great.
Right.
They're very relevant. We have about a 58% open rate, which is crazy. It's so, I mean, people love them. You get that monthly. You'll get invitation to different webinars, giveaways. So there's a lot on the site just if you want to join, and that's at no cost. So I encourage your viewers and your readership to at least take a look.
Yeah,
And
and it is an expanding thing, and even on the conference that I participated in, you have now connected wellness to sustainability,
yeah,
and
very much.
wellness is kind of expanding a lot into all areas of travel. Sustainability, of course, is another buzzword in travel these days,
Right, right.
and everybody has a different view of what that exactly is. But you managed to put the two together in this conference, and as you're saying, the concept of wellness bridges a lot of different things, and
Yeah.
so that's clearly something that I think my travel advisor readers and viewers would be clearly interested in. Now, is there anything else you want to tell my 125,000 travel advisors out there about Wellness Travel University and this wonderful course on wellness?
Well, all I can say is we're going to be adding a free gift giveaway soon, a really nice trip to Peru.
Oh,
So
there you go.
that's coming. There you go. That's going to be a nice incentive. And that's really for anybody. I mean, whether you're gold certified, whether you just join us, that's for the entire community. It's a nice trip. And it's Inca Terra. You're familiar with the Inca Terra group.
Yes, absolutely. I know them well, although I
So,
still haven't gotten up there. It's one of those destinations that has eluded me, one of the few, but I really do want to go. I was scheduled to go, but I think my business partner went somehow. I don't know how that worked out, but he got to go and really liked it.
Well, special is because and then there's also spirituality and wellness and all these kind of connections. In the end, wellness really is it's about your well-being and
Right.
how travel can get you to that, right? I mean, and then when you go and you have these experiences, the most important thing is to be able to pull those experiences and bring them back home and infuse them into your lifestyle. So that if you're successful in this category, whether, as a hospitality resort, what have you, that's your goal. That's what they want to do. They want to provide an experience or a big word that we use is transformation so that
Right.
you're leaving there and you're like, I think I'm going to shift when I come. I have a shift of my mindset and I'm going to appreciate that more, do a little less of this, a little more of that. And I think that's in the end, what wellness travel is and should be, right?
Well,
So,
absolutely, and we keep dropping these buzzwords that has been around for a while. It used to be that travel was the top travel thing was, and it still is experiential. But you just mentioned a word that now I see more and more is transformational. And
yeah.
so that's clearly something that the wellness area is going to help your clients. And I've done a few interviews with top resorts and spa and wellness resorts, and it really is amazing what's being done. Bev, I want to thank you for taking the time.
Yes.
Go to wellnesstraveluniversity.com.
Yep, that's it.
And go sign up for the course. It doesn't, it's not, it's a talk about value. $59 is a pretty good value, I think. Learn all about this emerging, well, it's already here. I keep saying emerging, but it's growing field, because it is growing all over the place. And then you can help your clients really understand it. I know I need this. I right away. I gotta get a good travel advisor in mind to book me a wellness vacation.
Yes, you do, especially
if I ever took vacation. This, but I can still do my newsletter at the wellness resort, right?
Absolutely, my goodness, and absolutely, and so we should connect on that. And as a statistics, you were just saying, almost 700 billion is what the global wellness travel industry represents right now.
Wow.
It's got a 16 forecasted is a 16% annual growth in revenue over the next couple of years. So again, the investment that the agents are making, it's invaluable. So it's an important sector to be in touch with and to continue to learn about.
Absolutely. Well, Bev, again, thank you so much. And you've got to get involved in this. All of you out there, go take a look and look at the course and start to get an idea of how this works for you and your clients. I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.